What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over talking about each and every one of the newest Season 1 Wild Gem exchanges in NBA 2K26 MyTEAM and whether any of them are worth your time or not. First thing you need to know is if you have any Wild Gem Knicks, Wild Gem, let's go back to AK Wild Gem Jazz, or Wild Gem point guards, yeah, they're going to go for more today than they normally go for. So I always like to, sell the news. And so, for example, like I said, I have a Wild Gem Knicks player, I'm pretty sure, in Jericho Sims. And honestly, again, his price is just going to be slightly inflated right now for the Mitchell Robinson card. And again, I'd rather sell him now compared to later and just watch what he sells for. Again, these cards are going to sell for probably more than they even should. Like, I'm going to put him up for 12.9 and just see if he sells. All it takes is one person to really want a Mitchell Robinson, and my Jericho Sims card will sell. So those are the things to obviously look at. And even for the last card, you need Wild Gem point guards. And so, okay, that's fine. Search for Wild Gem point guards. If you have any of these, especially those that are, sellable, guys, again, try to, like I said, buy, try to make the most of it. I'll probably keep Drew Holiday because I like him. But the rest of these cards, anybody that does have that point guard eligibility, I'm probably going to get rid of, especially if I can't use them for any of the other reasons. So again, my personal opinion on things, obviously, again, if you have any point guards and you want to try to make a little MT, it could be worth your time to go through and sell them. Because, for example, the Wild Gem point guards right now are so inflated. Why? Because people need them for the new exchange, and it's one of those things, again, if you can try to make that little bit of extra MT, it could be worth your time. And again, these cards, I don't know, they could end up going for more, but if I can get this much MT out of all of them, I think I've got to take it, right? And ultimately run with it. So hopefully these cards sell for a decent amount of MT. And it could be worth your time to sit on a snipe filter for these cards as well. I'm not necessarily saying that that's what you got to do. Be careful, because I do bet these prices do crash, but it could be something to at least look at for you guys today. So just kind of wanted to start with that, and then we'll break down how much I believe all of these will cost when prices do settle down, and if I believe that they are going to ultimately be worth it or not. Now again, it's always hard to tell, like, what's going to be needed for these specific exchanges, and that can make things really tough. But you guys can see my Marbury already sold. Hopefully a lot of those cards sell throughout this video. So for Andrei Kirilenko, you need 63 different things. You need 20 Jazz Wild Gem players. You need 20 Wild Gem Timberwolves players. And then you need 20 Wild Gem Nets players, as well as 3 Diamond Wild Gems. That's insane, right? And so it's not just the Jazz players. It's also the Timberwolves and what was the last team? The Nets, I do believe. Like, that is insane. So I don't have any of those players either. Do I have any Nets players? I don't. So, like, for Andrei Kirilenko, that's tough. Now, again, we'll have to see what these cards ultimately do sell for. It honestly could be worth your time to sit on these filters. And I feel like if you get the right opportunity, like, these are cards that eventually, like, they're not going to stay this high forever. It's, like, impossible. Like, these Wild Gem Nets players, again, they're going to be high for a while, but eventually they'll crash. Eventually they'll come down. And look at some of these cards. Like, if you can get these cards for, I don't know, 10,000 MT, something like that, it could be worth your time to work towards AK. Now, again, I'm not telling you guys that you have to do that, but you can work your way for the Timberwolves, for the Nets, and then obviously for the Jazz. And hopefully, eventually, if you can snipe enough of these cards, you can get Andrei Kirilenko without going broke. Because the thing is, if you can get all of these cards for, let's say, 20,000 MT, and this is just me thinking, right? If I can get all of these cards for 20,000 MT, so you got to take 20,000 times basically 60. That's basically 1.2 million MT. Is that expensive? Yeah, it's expensive, but it's nothing crazy. And then again, if you get all of those cards for 10,000 MT, you're going to be looking at even cheaper. So am I really recommending you guys sit on this filter and do what I'm doing? That's totally up to you. But I do think it could ultimately be worth your time to sit here and just see, can you get these Wild Gem cards without really going broke, right? Like, could be worth your time to obviously do, okay? Just something to keep in the back of your minds. That's why my Marbury did sell for 12,900, right? I wasn't thinking about it, right? Like, and again, if you find the right buyers, like, these things are going to sell like that. So I should have kept my Stephon Marbury. It is what it is at the end of the day. I can't go back. But I do think you may be able to snipe your way towards Andrei Kirilenko, which I actually like, right? Like, I actually like the fact that I can work my way, snipe my way towards Andrei Kirilenko. And if I can do that, he might be added to the squad. So something for at least for me to think about. Again, go back and forth between Jazz, between Nets, and between Timberwolves. And I do believe firmly you will be able to snipe your way towards Andrei Kirilenko. So that's just kind of one thing to think about for AK. The next exchange, right? If you can get AK for under $1 million, I don't think that he's that bad of a value because the card's elite. Mitchell Robinson, right? You need 10 Wild Gem Knicks players and then a Ruby and an Ami. So objectively, like for Mitchell Robinson, his price should not be expensive because he's not very good. Like objectively, these Knicks players should be less than 5,000 MT. I don't know what they're going to be, but they should be less than 5,000 MT because the card is not good. And so you could honestly just add the Knicks in your filter too. Like go for 5,000 and just add them into your filter, right? Like again, you're going to see people put these cards up for cheap that really don't know what's going on. They'll just get a gold card and be like, whatever, I don't really care about it. And you're going to see some of these cards for cheap. And these are the things that you guys can try and take advantage of. And if I were you guys, I'd be doing the same thing. Go from the Jazz to the Knicks to the Timberwolves to the Nets. And again, I do believe you're going to see some of these cards put up. Now, do I think Mitchell Robinson's great? No. Would I pay 50,000 MT for him? No. So if you are on this filter, just think, okay, even if you get a Mitchell Robinson to try to just turn, or get, a Knicks player, a Wild Gem Knicks player, I'd try to turn around and sell it just because I don't necessarily love him. But that is obviously something that I'm personally thinking about right now is kind of just working my way maybe towards AK, maybe towards somebody else, and just seeing if, what are the prices like of these cards and is it worth your time to pick them up. So I don't love Mitchell Robinson. His price is probably going to be close to, 100,000 MT. And for that price, I really don't recommend it. Egor Demin up next. You need Wild Gem point guards, only 10 of them. Now, here's the thing with that, right? You look at the Wild Gems, you even can go towards that point guard filter if you want. But at the end of the day, it might be worth your time to upgrade it to the shooting guard filter as well, because the hard part with doing that is, again, finding the right shooting guards, because there are just going to be a lot of shooting guards, so you got to find somebody with that point guard eligibility. But like Brian Shaw for 69, right? He's a piece to the puzzle, right? And just finding other guys, Larry Hughes for 10,000, but just like looking for those type of guys could obviously be worth your time. You need 10 of them, so just think if you get a guy for 7,000 MT, like Antonio Daniels could go for him, Brian Shaw could go for him. But if you're spending 7,000 MT on all of these cards, you're going to end up spending 70,000 MT on an amethyst, right? And I don't even necessarily think that is totally worth it for you guys. So again, just something for you guys to keep in the back of your minds. I just kind of want you guys to be knowledgeable, if you are going to work your way towards any of those specific things. So that's just kind of where I'm at personally today. What does it look like for me? Well, I low-key want AK, right? And so for me, it looks like this, right? Just working my way, towards him. Obviously, again, I don't want to overpay, so that's something I've got to obviously keep in the back of my mind. Like, what is the price that I'm really looking to get these cards for? Is it 12,000 MT? Is it 10,000 MT? Like, what is that price that I'm looking for? Because a lot of these cards, honestly, are getting posted. And if it's 13,000 MT, that's fine as well. But the one thing I don't love is AK worth getting over like a sellable Kawhi, right? Those are the things that obviously people need to take into consideration. And again, just kind of know what you're getting yourselves into, because there might end up being like a gatekeeper team. You know how there's always gatekeeper players? There might end up being a gatekeeper team, whether that's the Jazz, whether that's the Timberwolves, whether that is the Nets. And at the end of the day, if you spend 15,000 MT on all of these players, you're looking at 1 million MT for AK. And again, is that expensive? Yeah, I'm not going to sit up here and act like it's not expensive. But at the end of the day, it's like, he is one of the best cards in the game. And again, would I rather do that or get LeBron? I don't know. Like, those are the things that I've got to obviously figure out for myself. So that's kind of what I'm at with things right now, and kind of what I'm looking at today. Again, I mean, maybe I'll try to snipe my way for him. I just know he is going to be expensive, or somewhat expensive at the end of the day. But for me, it's like, if I could just slowly work my way towards him, I feel like it's worth my time to do. So I don't know, maybe I'll end up losing a bunch of MT. Maybe I'll get AK-47. I don't know. I don't know what's worth it, what's not worth it at the end of the day. That's why I'm making this video for you guys. But I will say this. I would rather anybody out there get AK for 900,000 to 1 million MT than get Demin or Mitchell Robinson. Because with Mitchell Robinson and Demin, they're not even good, right? Like they're not even, like, I guess Demin's okay, but not for that price, right? At least with AK, you're getting the best small forward or one of the best small forwards in the game. With the other two cards, it's like, they're just fine. They're just okay. I'm not going to sit up there and gas them too much. So I guess that's where I'm at with things. Again, if you want to get AK, I would try not to overpay for cards. So again, I would try to work your way sniping cards and just getting them for cheaper, right? Like if they're going for 15,000 MT, try to get them for you know, 10, 15, or, you know, 10,000 MT, you know, 12,000 MT. Just try not to overpay at the end of the day. That's where really I'm at with things. It's just tough because again, I really think AK is the real deal. But again, when you are talking price-wise, he is going to be right around 1 million MT, which again, I don't want to overstate things and act like that's a crazy price to pay, but it's still going to be expensive. Like I don't have enough MT right now. And so yeah, I can inch my way and get closer, but until I get more MT, it's kind of going to be a tough position. So that's where I'm at with things. Again, is it a reason to open up packs? I don't think so, but I will say this. It does give extra wild gem players some value, right? If you pull cards from any of these teams, you're looking at instant MT. So just kind of another thing for you guys to look at here today. Am I overpaying for these cards by the time you see this video? Maybe. But I've seen so many cards go up in price over the course of time that at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, I'll take the risk working my way towards Andrei Kirilenko. So again, my approach is going to be different from everybody else's. I'm trying to get one of the best teams in the game, so that's just kind of the way it is. Ultimately, do I think any of these wild gem exchanges are worth it? Probably not. I genuinely don't, and that's where I'm at. Wild gem challenges, you can grind these things out. You can get extra players to add to your collection. Is it anything crazy? Honestly, no. The only thing is, you might be able to get a card that can go for one of these collections. You might be able to get like a wild gem point guard. You might be able to get like a wild, like again, I've got some unsellable wild gem point guards. I could work my way towards that. Even for Mitchell Robinson, you might get a Knicks player. Even for Andrei Kirilenko, right? You might get a Jazz player. Or you might get, you know, a Timberwolves player, right? You might get some of these cards that can ultimately help you out. So that's going to wrap it up for our video today. You guys can let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.